And what is up, my Magic Malcontents? Risen Dragon here with another fun deck tech for you. It has been a while. Life kind of got crazy towards the end of 2022. You know, wife with finals and, you know, planning to go to Florida, which we did. We had a really nice trip. We went to Disney, visited relatives down there. It was a lot of fun, but now we're back to it. It is 2023, and I got lots of big plans for this year involving Magic, and I'm excited to present those to you. So the first deck we're going to do for 2023, because 2022 was kind of a rough year for me as far as things are concerned. You know, had a lot of great personal growth, but on the flip side, wife had a lot of health issues, and getting through that was definitely took the wind out of my sails at times. But I'm thankful that she's here. She's getting better. We're working towards a better life, so I'm very, very thankful for that. And in honor of that commitment to Soldier Onward, we are doing a mono white Soldiers build. And you might be saying, well, wait a sec here, Dragon. You've already done White Weenie in this cycle. You've already done a mono white deck. Yes, I have, but I haven't done Soldier decks. These are really fun decks. You're seeing splashing with blue. I've tried that. Kind of like a control type build. I just like the straightforward build up a big board and, sort of, just beat your opponent to death before they can do anything. So let's get into it. We're starting off with actually a colorless. We're starting off with the Ocean Frontliner. Whenever it attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn. It does have Unearth for 1, meaning we can return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it gains haste, and then we exile it at the end of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. We can only do it as a sorcery. Recruitment Officer. Here's a cool one. For 3 and a white, we can look at the top 4 cards of our library, reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. We can basically, filter through and shuffle there. Resolute Reinforcements. With Flash, when it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Really, really cool stuff. We have a little bit of a control aspect in this one with Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. With first strike, non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Doesn't really hurt us very much because we're only running 6 non-creature cards, which we'll get to in a minute. So a little bit of a control aspect there. Valiant Veteran. Other soldiers get +1/+1. We 3 and 2 whites can exile it from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on each soldier we control. We're also running 4 Brutal Cathars. When it enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. It is daybound, nightbound. It has ward, pay 3 life, and it is a 3/3 with first strike. Really fun stuff. We're also running Siege Veteran. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So you can see the theme here. Okay, we're also running Wedding Announcements. Now you might be saying, well, this one doesn't quite fit because it doesn't produce soldiers. That's totally fine. We just want to get a big field going, and our creatures get +1/+1 once this announcement gets 3 invitation tokens. We are running 3 Adelines. Again, not a soldier, but still just put stuff onto the battlefield. And this can be a beast of a card because its power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. So really good stuff there. We're also running In the Trenches. Now this is kind of a cool one because creatures you control get +1/+1. So you add this to Wedding Announcement, our creatures can get pretty boss big fast. But also once, we can exile target non-land permanent you don't control until In the Trenches leaves the battlefield, and activate it only as a sorcery and only once. So you can only do it 1 time, but you can still make it so that, there's some elements of control in this deck. So kind of a nice little fun thing to have. Last card we're playing, Myrel, Soldier of Argive, or Shield of Argive, I'm sorry. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, so it can lock things down. Whenever it attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So our board can get really, really big, really, really fast if we put this young lady down. Alright, we're running 22 lands. To Iganjo, Seat of the Empires. Because we do best of 3, we are going to be running For Loran's Escape, basically target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and we can scry 1. We're also playing Cathar Commando for a little bit of sacrifice it and destroy target enchantment or artifact, running 1 more Adeline. 2 destroy evils, 2 disenchants, and 3 vanquish the hordes. Just simply because if the opponent runs a strategy of many creatures down on the field at the same time, we want to make sure that we've got that going. So, again, back at it in 2023. I'm really excited. Next 2 days, basically just going to devote to kind of, relaxing from the vacation. You needed a vacation from the vacation. And before we get back to the grind on Tuesday with the work and whatnot. So for those of you that have not seen my channel before, we do a best of 1 and a best of 3. We're one of the few content creators on YouTube for MTG Arena that does best of 3. But just so you can see how the deck performs in both of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the Soldiering Onward games. We are against Loria 85 for our best of 1 matchup. This one is interesting. I can see doing something with this, so we're going to keep this. So we have 3 1-drops and a Brutal Cathar. So this could be a fun matchup, depending on what they do. I know I say it at the start of every season, but, I want to try to get into the upper levels of Magic this time around. The problem is I just brew so many decks. I just like to brew. That's my thing, is I like to do that. They're going to cut down that, and that's okay. You could be against a mono-black build here. That's all right. But my point is we got down to bronze, and again, didn't really play for the last week or so. Due to the fact that I was down in Florida. So, let's see. And that night, I just won't commit to doing mobile. It's just, my phone is so old and antiquated. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Yeah. Oh, March of Wretched Sorrow. Interesting. Okay. So they gain some life. That's fun. Oh, okay. So we're against mono black. Okay. Well, lucky for us, we can do some fun stuff here. Now, the question is, do we let the underdog through? Move aside, let the underdog through. Let the underdog through. And they'll kill it, because that's what they're going to do. And I'm okay with that. We'll do that. Alright, we're just going to... You know what? We can do this. Wedding announcement. We're just going to put that down, because they don't have... In theory, they should not have enchantment removal. But, one never knows. They're going to kill... Alright, you're just... You know what? Loria 85 woke up this morning and decided, you know what? I choose violence. I choose violence this morning. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Brutal Cathar. Just so we can draw more removal out of them. And Yoshin Frontliner. Put that down. We'll get another soldier. They'll kill the Cathar. That's fine. That's totally fine. Because now I choose violence. Now I choose violence. So here we go. Or do I choose violence? No attacks. We're just going to get that and a big board. So the veteran's gonna die, because that's what Loria 85 chose this morning. He chose violence. And I'm fine with that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because what we do is this. We do... Junk. We're going to do this. Nothing. Wow. Alright. That's okay. So we do this. Unearth it. Swing. But we do that. We do that. Okay. That's fine. The underdog will come back. And so won't my Yoshin Frontliner. Yeah, look at that. Look at how much damage we can do with that going on. Evolved Sleeper, that's fine, because I'm just going to kill you anyways. Okay, you choose violence, I choose violence against you. Alright, let's go the best of 3. We're against Atomsk. Or is that Atomsk? I know Omsk is a city in Russia, but... Oh, okay, this is fun. So we just put down 2 frontliners. If those survive, we put down a Myrel, and if that survives, we might be in business here. But yeah, start off small, because as always, you want to... Alright, so they'll gain a life. That's fine. They choose black. Great. Okay, well, that's gonna get fun. Alright, well, they'll split. We'll even the score. Put down a wedding announcement. Interesting. Alright. Interesting. Okay, fun. So, boom, we do this. Whoop. Boom. We will swing, because I want to do gain a card. Or draw a card, I should say. Gain a card. It's too early in the morning. Oh, nice, we get an Adeline. That's fun. That is fun. Okay, that's interesting. Now, the question becomes, do I put down a Myrel? Yeah, let's put down Myrel, just so we can maybe shut him down a little bit. Okay. Now they can't play cards on my turn. So, won't do that, and won't do that. We'll gain it, we'll draw a card. That's okay. That's always okay. You know, getting card advantage, great idea. Always a great idea. Monoform Hellkite. Oh, you're fun. Okay, well, guess what? Valiant Veteran comes down. Bonk. Blomp. Blomp, blomp, bomb. Mr. G's with the 57 bomb. The bomb. What's that? Bomb. You remember that band? It was Cottonmouth Kings. Oh, jeez. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that board. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. We're gonna draw another card. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Don't kill me. Don't drag me to the bottom. No! Jerk. That's okay. Because what we do is this. We do this. Do this. Swing. Put something down. Boom, boom. There we go. Alright. So now we're back in business, to an extent. And that's just going to keep going. This deck is relentless. If you can get this deck humming, it is absolutely relentless. And Atomsk is contemplating his life decisions, I think, at this point. That's okay. Do you have another burn down the house? Do you have a drag to the bottom? Either one of those would probably work. Big score. Okay. Big score! So. Anyways. Yeah, you're gonna kill that. I get it. Yep. Alright, you're gonna lose some life. Fine. Although in reality, I probably should... No. Any bum. And you're dead. And you're dead. Bum. You just do this. Just to be a jerk. Boom. Alright, let's go to the rubber match. Now, the question becomes... Let's go do this. The question does become, what do I put in response to their spot removal? I kind of want to do this. But what do I take out? In this deck, you don't really have a ton of things to remove. So I think what I'm going to do is this. Take one of these. Take one of those. Maybe even take... I don't want to take out one of the ones that's going to... So let's do this. Let's just do that. Let's just do 2. Just to make them kind of second guess things. And either way, we're going to have at least a 2-2 record with this deck on this video, so I'm fine with that. I like seeing... I don't mind putting losses in because of the fact that, you know, if you get outplayed, you get outplayed. You know, Jund and Riveteers, you know, that's kind of something we haven't really looked at in this cycle. So I certainly think that could be something to look into. And this is why I have such a hard time ranking up, because I'm so focused on just trying to, you know, brew and build decks. And I think that, you know, I'd like to, you know, this month at least try to figure out how I can make it work so I can get at least my goal for 2023. My goal for 2023 when it comes to content creation is to do at least one video per week. And also, too, one thing I would like to do is, you know, the goal is going to be at least one video per week, but also, you know, I want to do at least two. At least two. Interesting. You don't see that one played very often in Standard, but that's okay. You don't see Vampire's Kiss played very much. So now it makes me wonder, what do they... Interesting. Okay, well, Siege Veteran. You're going to come down next. Boom. Do that. Boom. Swing. There's so much synergy in this build. There really is a ton of synergy in this deck. You know, mono white soldiers. There's a ton of synergy in this deck. And let's see what Atomska does next. Or is it Adam SK? I don't know. And they're contemplating their life decisions on this, the first day of 2023, figuring out why did I decide to go with a Riveteers deck against this particular build. So we'll see what happens. They're probably contemplating whether or not to do... Okay, all right, another Vampire Skill. So they have a ton of those. All right, so let's do this. What can you do? You can't... You have nothing. Why are you... Why is there a stop here? Alright, anyways. Let's do this. Let's just swing. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, they've already played 3 Vampire's Kisses. They did find a land. That's not going to matter too much, I think, because we're outside the... They can't cast... they're going to have to go with spot removal. And we're going to get... yeah, they're going to kill that. That's fine. Okay, so now we get an extra one there. Ah, yeah, that's fun. That is so fun right there. Oof. Boom. Down we go. Not going to play any Brutal Cathars, only because... Yeah, and you can see what we're doing here. Down to 1. So now we win. Alright, let's go to the postmortem. So as you can see with this Soldiering Onward mono white soldiers build, we do have a ton of flexibility, a ton of synergy in this deck. I really like it. You know, I'm just absolutely over the moon. I've always loved mono white. You know, that was... I remember when I played competitive Magic over the board or in person about 15 years ago. Kind of got out of it because I realized, you know what, I really suck at drafting and I don't have the budget to make big decks. Well, now I do have the budget to make big decks and I've got Arena to try it out. So it's not that trial and error that you go to tournaments, get your butt whooped, and then realize, wait a sec, I just wasted hundreds of dollars just to get my tail kicked in. And, you know, it's just not worth it. It's very demoralizing, but, you know, I love playing mono white, you know, especially with a build like this. It's just super, super aggressive, super flexible, too, when you have stuff like Myrel and even your Brutal Cathars and your Thalias. So I think it's a really, really, really fun build. There's a lot of synergy here, and I hope you enjoy it as well. As always, my Magic Miscreants, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and until next time, may all your draws be godlike. May all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Happy New Year, everybody. May 2023 be the best year ever. Thank you.